mag-upload na. Okay, so let's now begin our discussion. Let us first have a review. Ano na po ba ang nangyari sa atin? Let's have a review for our previous year's discussion. And I would like Miss Angelica or anyone to confirm our discussion. So, again pala, to answer the question of Miss Danica Marie, kung saan tayo matatapos ngayon, since ang exam natin ay next week, dun lang po tayo. Kung po kayo mag-alala, hindi po ako mag-exam na hindi po pa tinutuko. Okay, let us now begin. Let's have, okay, so we're already done with Unit 1. Am I right? Kasi linguistic varieties na yun.
Ma'am, yung 1, 2, and 3 pa lang po yata yung nadidiscuss
natin. Okay, thank you, thank you. So, let's have, ano po kaya ang article? Tapos na tayo dito. Okay, let's have... Di ba tapos na tayo dito? Tapos na tayo dito sa lesson na to. Last year. This one. Syntax, phonology, the outer circle. I think we're already done. Oo. Yes. We're already done dun sa expanding circle, outer, saka the inner circle. So I have remembered. Syntax. I think we're already in the English to the global language. Okay, so dito tayo. Now let us begin our discussion with Unit 4. English, the global language. Now, di ba tayo tapos dito? Anyone? Angelica, tulungan mo nga ako.
Alam ko po, ma'am, hindi pa po. Palang
Dito na tayo, Unit 4. Okay, sige, thank you. So now let us begin. We all know that English is the global language because it is what we are using as a business, yeah, business, academic, and everything. Most of the things that we have, makikita mo na English is a global language. Why? Every publications, there is an English transcription. Every Netflix movie have their, even if they're Asian, Spanish, or sometimes Russian, they are translated in English. Because the majority of the people is using that kind of language. It is actually good because when you are fluent, as a Filipino, we're very fluent when it comes to speaking in English. It's very good if we are fond of using the language because it is, we could use it for business purposes. Maraming mga na-hire na Filipino, why? Because they're good in English. Number one, qualifications for every businesses kapag nag-a-apply ka, aside from the educational background, is you're fluent when it comes to speaking the language. Kahit saan ka magpunta, you will be asked to speak in English. Now, because that is the global, yan ang ginagamit sa business, sa education, and everything. And as a teacher, of course, we need to learn to use and teach English. This is the hard part. My dear students, I will be honest with you. What you will learn this year as an English teacher is actually part of the curriculum. But part of the curriculum. But when it comes to what you will teach your future students, hindi mo matututunan sa school. You will learn it from the experiences of your other teachers. For example, may nagkwento sa yung teachers, yes. But when it comes to, as in the focus, yung mismong lesson, doon mo siya ituturo, doon mo siya matutunan, yung pakikipag-communicate rapport and everything for your students would be, you will learn that from yourself, from your experience. And now, we Filipinos are very lucky because we are very good when it comes to English. Kahit sabi, ma'am, barok yun. Kahit barok ka, when it comes to compare to other nationalities na Asian, mas magaling ang Filipino. And sometimes, call centers are actually offended. Bakit? Na-offend sila dun sa isang video na difference for American English versus American call centers versus Filipino. Kasi nilalagyan nila ng punto. It's very degrading to the call center agents. Why? Because they undergone training. Kaya pag ganun sa mga ganun, medyo siya, of course, it's very offensive. And pag ang Filipino ay nag-English, magaling. You could, all of you, pag kunwari na-train kayo properly and you are placed in the environment, you could speak English with arte and everything. Yan. Magiging normal sa inyo yan. Some of you, may iba sa inyo mag-i-start ng kanilang job sa Manila, Makati, mga ganyan. So, your English should be good developed. And some, of course, Koreans. Karamihan ng mga, if you want to teach, and also you want your pronunciation to be better, you could teach foreign language students like Koreans, Chinese, and sort of. Why hindi totoo yung mabobobo ka? Kasi you will have a rigorous practice. Pa-practice kayo niyan kasi you should have the standards. Sa Philippines kasi hindi masyado. Why? Because, of course, Filipinos, they are, hanggat hindi nila gusto, hanggat hindi sila yung required talagang mag-English for a living, yung mag-i-English ka para magkaroon ka ng work, you will not use the language. Not unless you're enthusiast or you love foreign language, lang mga ganun. Dun lang. But let's go back to our discussion. Of course, there's no official meaning of global or world language. However, it is basically refers to that it's learned, spoken globally, and is portrayed not just by the quantity of its local and second language speakers, yet additionally by its geographical distribution and its use universal associations and in conciliatory relations. Global language goes about as a lingua franca, a common language that empowers individuals from different foundations, ethnicities to communicate on more or less equitable basis. So this is also the reason bakit kayo okay lang sa inyo magpunta at magbakasyon sa ibang bansa, because you know that you could, even if you cannot read, you don't speak language, you could still speak English. And aside from that, the locals, kahit ikaw ay isang hamak na tindera lang, if your country is and your place is tourist spot, you will learn English. I remember we went to Taiwan. No, not India. Sa Thailand yata or sa Vietnam, either sa two. Pagbaba namin sa hotel, sabi nila, Filipino, 500 lang. Ganun sila. And that is Vietnamese. Inaayos sila because they need it. They need to learn the language. But most of them, of course, that is just the way of attracting people, attracting Pinoy. But of course, number one din dito, hindi lumalabas yung sa pa-admit ni pa-chat naman po si Jaisel, hindi siya lumalabas kasi. Paulit na lang. So, what I'm saying is, first, of course, you attract. But, you will, of course, try your best to speak in English. Siyempre, communication, di ka naman marunong. So, the impact of any language is a combination of three primary things. Bakit ba tayo nag-English? Bakit ba yun ang lingua franca natin? One, the number of nations using it as their first language or native language. The number of countries adopting it as their official language. A number of nations teaching is a foreign language choice of school. Before, English is not, marami kasi nasakop din ng Americans. And magaling sila mag-condition. Let's face the fact. They have a very good conditioning skills sa ibang mga nation. For example, and also the British, of course, silang dalawa, sa ibang bansa naman. Bakit ba natin nagustuhan ng English? Back to time ng Americans ay tinulungan tayo from Spaniards. Nagkaroon ng Thomasites and everything. So ngayon, ano nangyari? Diba? Pag tayo pumupunta sa school, sino nagturo sa atin na mag-education? Sila. Spaniards, they taught us how to read. Ang tinuro lang naman sa atin ng mga Spaniards is about praying, religious, doctrines, about that. But learning other cultures and and giving freedom for us to learn more, mga Amerikano yan. That is why, also, they said, during their time, talagang pag pumapasok ka daw ng school, you would be, if you go to school, you will be given rewards. For example, chocolates, ganon. And of course, we are conditioned that the more you gain, the more you study, the more you will receive a lot of stocks. Which until now, meron tayo. Bakit ka nagta-aral mabuti? Gusto kasing yumaman. Okay? Pero hindi mo na kailangan yumaman mag-aral ngayon. Pwede ka na maging YouTube sensation para lang kumita na mas malaking pera. But of course now, education should be a passion. And aside from that, we Philippines, we're teaching it. We are teachers of English language. Kaya nga, di ba, ang daming job hunts dito for that. I will give you an example. I'll present my other screen. I'll present my phone. Facebook tayo. Okay? Start now. Nakikita kaya yung screen ko. Ay, wala ako. So, dito tayo sa phone ko. Maghahanap ako ng job sa Facebook. Kunwari pang... Okay. Nasaan yung job? Okay. So, ngayon, meron tayong tinitignan sa mga marketplace. Hindi ko naman nakita ngayon. Wait lang. Okay. 22 job accepting. Ngayon, paano natin makikita? Ilan ang kailangan ng job hunt, nag-job hunt tayo? As an English teacher, technical writer, content writer, writer. Balik tayo, hanap tayo. Teaching jobs. Okay, tuturo ka. Sa tayo pwede. Online teacher, online. Meron pa dyan, online teachers wanted. Wah, grabe wanted. Junior school, teacher, English teacher. So you can see, napapalit-palitan lang yung math, pero puro English teacher ang hinahanap. You know, Japanese language research. Okay, instructor, less time. Puro ganito, puro English teacher ang kailangan. No? So you can see, madali. Ayan, isa pa yan, yung mga online school, 5-1 talk. Ano yung tinuturuan? We, Filipinos, we're very lucky kasi nagagawa natin yun. We could do those things immediately. Lagi tayong may chance na, you know, globally kasi competitive ang Filipinos. That's why we're very lucky to be a Filipino. Okay, balik tayo sa lesson natin. Now, the inborn structure and characteristic of a language, the size of its vocabulary, the nature of its writing since in the beginning, and its relationship with incredible societies or religions are exceptionally significant variables in the popularity of any language. Kahit sabihin natin, we still love American. Ma'am, Korean na po ngayon, di na uso. No, still. Even if Koreans, of course, what is their target market aside from Asians? It is a privilege for them to anyone, any country. Privilege siya na mag-guest ka sa mga American shows or British shows, di ba? They're dominating kasi ma'am, hindi na po uso. Pero sila Jimmy Fallon, sila Ellen, ini-invite ang BTS and the rest of the other things. Parang it's a privilege. Even if you're very, very well-known, famous ka na sa iyong country, we're still very flattered if Americans will invite us. Okay? So still, important natin. You could see the powerful of the global language, yung mga users, parang sa kanila, talagang ramdam mo yung first world country sila. And kapag sumikat sila, pag sumikat din naman sila, doble din. Okay? So next one is, as English is the most widely used language, the majority of local and non-local speakers of English are using English as their mode of communication in their business matters or business association. Aside from being an English teacher, we could also be a business writer. Okay, pwede tayo magturo ng business English, which is actually good money. Why? Kasi ang ituturuan natin ay mga CEOs of other country, yung mga yumaman pero gusto nilang i-expand yung kanilang business, tapos makikipag-usap sila with a lot of people. We English teachers, we could be the people who will teach them. Kaya ang laki-laki ng, you have a lot of things as an English teacher, English major student. English has become the quickest expanding language in this advanced world, and it involves the status of business language by connecting the East and West and North and South. English language is spread everywhere throughout the world into practical all fields. So education, travel industry, business, advertising, and everything. So lahat English. Before ang Japan, di ba? They still love their country. Yun ang gusto ko sa Japanese. They still love their country, but they're learning English. And they're paying people to help them learn English. Chinese as well, di ba? So we could see English is very important for us. Now, is English global language? A family tree representing the spread of the English language around the world. So, hulog. Okay. So nakikita natin itong mga to na spread ang English. So most of them speak English. Kaya lang, before you could go to their country, if you want to work there, medyo marami tayong exam na pagdadaanan. Kasi they believe that they're the best. But actually, no. Mas mahirap mag-aral sa Philippines compared sa mag-aral sa ibang bansa. Kaya lang, because kasi since they are those kind of person, mas binabali nila yung credits doon. Pero sa totoo lang, most of the courses here, mas mahirap siya compared to that. As can be found in more detailed area in English today, on almost any basis, English is the closest thing that there has at any point been to a global language. Its overall reach is a lot more greater than anything accomplished historically by Latin or French. So kasi, as you can see, puro English talaga. English, British, American, USA, so lahat siya nag-speak ng English sila. Okay? Also, the community of 5 official languages sa UN, we have English, French, Spanish, Russian, and Chinese. Okay? So, ang dami naman nga sa Chinese people. And an expected 85% international organization have English as at any rate one among of their official languages. Ngayon, French. Oh, sabi nila, one of the sexiest words, accent daw is French. Bonjour, mga gaganon, ano? So, isa yon. Pero ang number one pa rin is English. So, you have seen, the global language emerges mainly because of the political and economic power of its native speakers. It was British Imperial and Industrial that sent English around the world between the 17th and 20th century. Okay. So yun, aside from that, ayan, balik tayo, pinakita na naman. TV shows. Okay, so our favorite, one of my favorite is Netflix. So marami sa atin ang nanonood ng Netflix ngayon, di ba? So tingnan natin. Tayo. Maraming TV shows sa English. Actually, my dear students, if you want to have, tingnan nyo, dito pa lang, English na. Okay? So, most of the, makikita nyo yung pinapanood. Okay. So, most of the things na pinapanood natin here are English. Eh, ma'am, syempre English yan. But my dear students, if you want to speak and learn more about it, of course, please try to read, watch this kind of shows, yung mga English lang. So as you can see, ayan, puro English shows siya, cartoons and everywhere. So dito pala makikita natin na English talaga. So, and also, we are praying that this Netflix, sana lahat, maraming shows ang pumasok dyan, para hindi sayang yung bahay. Okay. So global language necessarily a good thing. While its points of interest are plainly obvious, there are some legitimate concerns that a dominant global language could likewise have some built-in drawbacks. Ano kaya yun? Number one, it's a risk that the expanded adoption of a global language may prompt the weakening and eventually the disappearance of some minority language. Lalo na, for example, sa Philippines, medyo okay sa atin, wala tayong problema sa Philippines eh. Kaya nga lang, may mga ibang mga minority groups, especially sa mga tribo, yung mga ganon na very important, Navajo, yung mga ganon. Yun nga lang, hindi kasi, mas pinipili kasi nila is yung English as in. But the problem is, they are losing the identity. My dear students, I know you, nowadays you love English, movies, and Koreans, Chinese, Japanese, and everything. But don't forget, we must not forget that we are Filipinos and we should love our country as well. Dadagdagan lang natin yung minamahal natin. When it comes to language, okay lang na marami. Marami kang minamahal. Okay? Of course, it's very important. That is our identity. Kaya sabihin natin na that is Filipinos, a toxic Filipino culture, it's fine because we're Filipinos. We're sometimes toxic to other people as well. That's how we do things. Not saying it's right, but at the end of the day, Filipinos will be the one who will accept you. Sabi nila, hindi ma'am, sa ibang bansa, mas ina-accept pa, buti pa dun eh. Kahit sabihin mo na mas okay pa sa ibang bansa, ganyan, iba pa din ang Philippines. Iba pa din kung kahit sabihin mo sikat ka around the world, of course, you will still feel at home if sikat ka dun sa country kung saan ka nakabilang. Okay? Yes, it's good that all people around you, they know you. But of course, it's very important that your countrymen also knows about you. Kahit na sobrang sikat ka sa ibang bansa, iba pa rin ang Pinoy. Iba pa rin ang pagiging Filipino. And also, of course, our language as well. Tagalog, Kapampangan, and all of the dialects around in Philippines. Kung ikaw ay Bisaya, be proud Bisaya. Actually, nakakatawa sa mga Bisaya kasi they're really proud of themselves. Ikaw ay Waray, at kung ano pa man ang be proud. And be happy that you know how to speak your language. Yun. So, kailangan alam mo kung paano magsalita kung anong ethnicity man ang kinabibilangan ka. There's a concern that natural speakers of the global language might be at an out-of-line advantage over the individuals who are working their second or even third language. Okay, so one of the things na nagiging problema ng mga natural speakers is this. Teacher-based tayo or employer-based, pero teacher na tayo. Sa Amerika, bakit ang daming mga nagrarally si teachers, mga teachers ng English? Why? Kasi naiinis sila sa government. They are asking for raise. They're asking for bigger salaries. Ang salary ng isang teacher sa Amerika, pag ikaw ay nasa Arizona is a province. Nasa 100,000 mahigit sila. Siguro, nasa 100,000. Let's say 100,000. Okay? Now, sa tiga-Arizona, sa mga Amerikano, that is too low. That is why nagrarally sila. Ayaw nila ng ganon. You know what the government did? Instead of granting them the salary, naghanap sila ng Pilipino. Naging balita na siya sa Amerika. Nagagalit yung mga teachers na Amerikano sa mga Pinoy teachers. Why? 100,000 is very, very big amount of money for Filipinos kung gagastusin sa Philippines. Kasi napakalaki na nun, makakapag-ipon ka na. Why? Ano ba ginagawa ng mga Pilipino? Ba't sila nakakamura? Naghahati sila sa isang bahay. So, ang Filipinos, meron sa isang bahay 8. So, ngayon, ang kinakain ng mga Pilipino, nagluluto. Of course, we love cooking. Filipinos love cooking. Adobo, yung mga ganun food. Nakatipid sila. Nag-iipon sila, nagtitipid sila. But Americans are not like that. That's why nagkaroon ng problema doon. And of course, it's an opportunity for us. And that is also the reason, kung nakita niyo man sa Facebook, 100,000 teachers needed, 10,000 teachers needed in America, o yung mga ganun. That is the reason why. Kung hindi lang nag-pandemic, hanggang ngayon, they need teachers. Ngayon, if you want to be, although that is a different visa, if you want to be a citizen there, medyo mahirap. That's a different story. The easiest way though is to marry someone. Pero of course, it's hard not to marry someone you don't love. So, ibang usapan. But, dahil dun sa globalization, dahil tayong Pinoy, at mas mahano tayo sa trabaho mind you, as a Filipino, sa DepEd, I mean, not private and public school, ang daming trabaho. Kailangan ganito, kailangan ganyan, kailangan ganito, kailangan ganyan. Very structured, a lot of activities. Sa Amerika daw, sabi nung friend ko na napasok siya doon, wala. Kaya nakikita niyo sa YouTube, nagda-dollar store sila. Kasi yung iba, funded by the government. Tsaka, bahala ka sa buhay mo kasi it's a free country. As long as, of course, you will not draw line. For example, hindi ka lalagpas sa linya na, wag ka masyadong abusive, yung mga ganon. Yun lang yung magiging problem. But the rest of us, it's important, which is also good for us teachers. Ayan, yun ang problema sa kanila. Nawalan sila ng trabaho. Kaya, nung pumasok si Trump, bakit pa nila gusto si Trump noong una? Kasi nawalan sila ng trabaho because the Filipinos, the Chinese, and other nationalities, Mexicans, pumayag sila na mas mababa yung sahod. For example, ang Americans, ang asking price ay 200,000. Pero si Filipino, okay na po sa amin, 100,000. So you have two employers. Diba? At masipag si Pinoy, also other countries, other nationalities din. Ganun. Sanay sila sa hirap. Diba? Kahit nga 50,000, umaalis tayo, diba? Papunta ng ibang bansa. So, sa ibang bansa kasi din. So, yun nagiging problema. Concern siya ng mga native speakers is that they ask too much. So, doon na lang tayo sa mga nag-aaral ng maging native speaker. Doon yun ang nangyayari. Kaya marami napupunta abroad. The emphasis on one language to the exclusion of others may likewise be viewed as a threat to freedom of speech and to beliefs of multiculturalism. So, the problem with this one, if you're using English, bawal ka mag-Tagalog. Or, for example, you're in another country, you cannot speak this language. So the problem with that is, mamamatay yung lengguwahe. The reason why, bakit ba namamatay ang language kapag hindi ginagamit? That's why you should always still use. Kaya lang, since most of us are already focused with different, languages So, ang nangyayari sa atin, hindi tayo nakapag-focus sa Philippines. Pero ngayon, sa atin, wala pa tayong problema dyan. I'm not just sure if when it comes to Manila, yung mga other, Makati, kasi business capital ng Philippines, and English ang language doon. Siguro nagiging konyo pa rin sila. Parang, that is nice. Mahirap naman talaga hindi konyo, especially if nagtatrabaho ka, tapos ng English, tapos lalabas ka, tapos biglang Pinoy, di ba? Mahirap. Another potential trap is linguistic complacency with respect to the natural speakers of a global language. A laziness and arrogance coming about because of the absence of inspiration to learn other language. Arguably, this can be observed in the many Britons and Americans. So, nagiging problema daw is respect to the natural speakers of the global language. Minsan kasi, nagiging tamad sila because of to learn other language. For example, although sa ibang bansa sa Americans, they're actually learning a lot of language. May mga iba-iba sila nadidinig ko kasi sila, nag-aaral sila ng French, yung ibang school. Kaya ngayon, piniprescribe ng government that they should have parang language classes, French class, mga ganun. Okay. Next, is English appropriate for global language? Some also have argued there are other intrinsic features of English language that set it apart. So ngayon, one of the reasons is the richness and depth of English vocabulary sets aside from other languages. Kasi Oxford English Dictionary lists 615 words in 20 volumes, authentically the world's largest dictionary. So marami siyang words kasi na nadadagdag in sort of. And of course, that is 1989. And how much more now? It's a combination, marami English. So marami kasing terminology sa English na ginagamit usually. So of course, that's number one. Next is, it is really flexible language. One example of this is often respect of ordering or therefore the ability of phrase sentences. So may active phrase, may ano pa, yung favorite natin, I kicked the ball or the ball was kicked by me. Okay, yung susyunga-syunga akong kaklase dati. Binigla ng teacher namin. So sabi niya, turn this into a passive sentences. Sabi niya, I kicked the ball. Passive, the ball kicked me. Kasi, pero mali yun. Of course, the ball was kicked by me. Okay, so may mga ganun-ganun, depende on what. So, isa yon. At saka ang daming tenses ng English. Although we all believe that there are two tenses of English, past and non-past. Pero, meron tayong mga other, kasi iba yung tawag dun eh. Sa linguistics, malalaman nyo yun. Pero iba yung tawag dun sa mga, although, we usually term it as a past tense, simple past, future tense, pero ang dalawa lang daw talaga ang tenses ng verb is past and non-past. So the rest are non-past. So yun, may mga different verbs to be used. For example, something happened in the past, or for example, something happened in the past that was interrupted. Di ba? May mga ganun pa. So may timeline ang verbs natin. Kaya lang, it's hard to learn from that kasi nakakalito talaga siya. And even the prepositions, kung nasang lugar ka, are you in, out, on, up, down, and sort. So maraming different words yun. So we have a lot of words and it's very flexible din naman. So that's a check. And also, its grammar is usually simpler than most languages. So na-try nyo na ba mag-Russian? Mahirap ang Russian. Ang Mandarin, sa Chinese, alam ko nahihirapan kayo ngayon. And based on some people, nahirapan na sila dun sa inaaral nilang Chinese part. Meron pang part pa yon na hindi rin alam. For example, itong part ng China, iba yung sinasalita nila, yung mga ganun. So, English is very generic. Naiiba lang if, for example, siguro sa some terminologies. For example, di ba, yung na-discuss natin sa PCM. For example, rubber. Rubber, to some people, rubber is just eraser sa Americans. Sa British, rubber is condom. So siguro sa mga terminologies lang, but still, they're made of rubber and source, and that is how they call it. Simple. You just need to be familiarized with the words. Regardless of a bent towards jargon, English is usually reasonably concise compared to several languages, as are often seen with the length of translations, which normally brief than English equivalents to the third. O, yun. So mas madali siya. And also, yung patterns ng sentence, it will be easier for any other languages to adapt. So ngayon, English is of course balanced. Okay, as you can see, those are the different things. Okay, so balik tayo. English is a global languages. Bakit siya importante? Why? Number one, maraming gumagamit ng English around the world. It's number one. Also, it's very flexible. Kaya lang, the problem, meron siyang disadvantages. Yung mga native speakers, nawawalan sila ng job. Another is, it will be threat to multiculturalism and other things. So, marami tayo nagiging problema sa English language, sa global language. But, the good thing about it is, as Filipinos, we will take this opportunity and we will learn a lot from it. My dear students, I know that some people are bullied when it comes to speaking English. Ma'am, mag-Tagalog na lang po. Ay, hindi pala sa ma'am. Pero for example, classmate, nagre-recite. Ngayon kasi hindi nyo nararanasan. But maybe when you were younger, pag nagkakamali si classmate during your discussion, pag sila sasabi, mag-Tagalog ka na lang. Huwag mo nang gagawin. Kasi the classroom is, especially if you're the teacher na, the classroom is the venue of palitan ng ideas and also correcting. If you will say that to your student, or if you will let your student feel that way na kailangan mag-Tagalog na lang sila because they can express themselves, where is the right, when and where is the right time? So don't forget that, my dear students. Dapat nating tatandaan that as a teacher, we should of course be the ones na mag-inspire sa ating students to speak in the language. Next, lesson 5 tayo. Hingang konti. Language, geographical, ethical, and national identity. So, let's have our lesson proper. Activity first, define the following words using your own language. So, since nagmamadali tayo ng konti, I will just define it based on what I think. Geographical, it's of course different places. Pag nadinig natin, when we hear the word geographical, different places, mahina ako sa geography. So, some pagtiga Bulacan, ganun. So, medyo, it's complicated, but when you learn it, it's good for navigation. Ethical, okay? So, what is accepted? National identity, for me, what comes to my Filipino, okay? Yun yung nasa isip ko pag sinasabing national identity. Sabi dito, there are two mechanisms of language policy change that correlate with the national identity feeling and are affiliated within politics. The first and the most obvious one is the language colonization, provided by the political dominance of the country. The language of a superpower is colonizing territories around, spreading its influence, and as a result, gets accepted as a lingua franca. Doing this, it is automatically minimizing the role of the local languages of other lingua francas. Language has always been companion of empire, claimed the 16th century Spanish grammarian Nebrija, which means that the language of more powerful invaders will always subdue to the local language variety, pushing it to the edge of extinction. This is actually very true. The reason why we learn yung kanina, di ba, we have discussed ano yung mga common? Chinese, English, Spanish, French. So, let's focus with the four. Those four, meron silang history of colonization. So, ang Americans, we know that they're one of the strongest. Kasi sila yung mga nagde-develop ng mga kung ano-anong bagay. Sila yung lagi may kaaway na bansa. Sila yung nananakop. And even if hindi na tayo sakop ng Amerika, you could see that ginagalang pa rin natin ang Americans, especially the authorities around the world. So, there's always a conspiracy theories around the world revolving America. That is one of the reason why medyo maraming mga may galit din sa Americans because it's an empire. Kahit sabihin natin na hindi na uso po ma'am yung mga ng mga war, ganyan. In their own ways, they are still at the top. Makikita rin natin yan na parang we feel safe and sort of. So, pag may problema tayo, when the country have problems, we have Americans, we have British, we have other countries. At ngayon, Chinese na tayo ngayon, China. We go to strong countries. That is the reason why you makikita nyo, no, your English major, minor in Mandarin. So, you are, little by little, nakikita natin na ang Chinese ay talagang pumapasok na sa atin. And wala tayong magagawa because that is our curriculum. Diba? So, nakikita na ito na yung need. Kailangan natin matutong mag-English and we also need to learn Mandarin. So, that's a good and bad thing. Good thing sa inyo kasi more opportunities. Bad thing kasi we don't know what will happen. As we move along, as the days goes by, hindi natin alam kung ano mangyayari. And it is said that Chinese, sa kanila nagmula itong COVID, even if they're bullied by the rest of the people around the world, the infection ay sobrang grabe ang naiba. Isang country, hindi nag-close yung iba and ang daming mga namatay, ang daming may sakit, and until now, na-change ang ating lifestyle until now. We're now dapat sana naiinitan tayo sa Meneses campus ngayon Nainitan tayo pero nakaupo tayo after nito, sana every klase kakain kayo sa labas, tatawanan, but now you're the comfort of your home. May iba. At sa Shopee, bumili kayo ng mga gamit nyo rin sa China, yung mga Shopee from China. Doon din kayo bumili for online class, di ba? So we could see, medyo nakakatakot siya, pero nakakatuwa kasi that is a job opportunity for us, not just for teachers, but for this. On the other hand, the process of language decolonization is taking place today. Minority language or language varieties and other social conjunctions like national identity are used today to cause changes within the political situation and people's mentality. Many regions today are striving to revive their local languages, but comprising and emphasizing the emergencies of the national identification that is provided by the language. This might be well illustrated on the example of Ireland and the UK some years ago, or the Northern Ireland and Scotland in the UK today, or the Catalonia in Spain. So as you can see, before, nagkakaroon tayo ng decolonization. Dati, for English. But diba, because of K-12, we have mother tongue. Yun nga lang, sa Bulacan kasi, may ibang module ng mother tongue na English ang ginagamit nila. So that's weird. But dapat kasi di ba Filipino? But before may module na English eh. Sabi hindi naman hilata yung mother tongue ba to? But we embrace our culture. Dati hindi natin pinag-aaralan. Swerte yung mga tiga Pampanga, yung mga iba-iba talaga yung lengguwahe. Kasi before, they could only use it sa conversation nila outside of the class. But now, there's a medium. They could speak in the class without any problem during the 1 hour discussion. Okay? Phenomenon of language colonization goes back in history when the political and economic superiority of one country won the cultural and language dominance over the occupied territory. So, nagsimula yun doon. This is what shaped the phenomenon of the lingua franca. For example, the English language was first exported by once extremely powerful Great Britain to new territories and its colonies. Later, this role was overtaken politically more influentially country, the United States of America. Makikita natin, the British countries, medyo barbaric talaga sila. But don't worry, you will have that kind of background kapag po kayo ay nagtuturo na ng Anglo-American literature. That is for grade 9. So, makikita natin, the Anglo-Saxons, they're very barbaric. Kung yung mga napapanood nyo minsan sa mga ganon movies, minus lang siguro the magical element, ganun yung ginagawa nila. They're very barbaric, they sleep with different women, they rape women, they do a lot of things, they kill children because they want to build an empire. That is true, minus the magical elements. What they're doing is really very, very bad. That is also the reason why during if you're familiar with Beowulf, it is seen that Beowulf is, of course, about Beowulf and also Grendel and the mother's Grendel and also a dragon, I think, that guides the castle of Beowulf. The treasures of Beowulf now. So, but as you can see, most of them, kahit kingdom sila, there's still a barbaric element. We could say that the monster, the Grendel and Grendel's mother, are maybe the invaders of the country and they need a heroine. Kaya uso yung mga heroine kasi nga, may very barbaric during that time. Mahilig silang mangkangkam ng mga ari-arian. Okay, so ibig sabihin na pagkamkam ng mga ari-arian ay hindi ngayon lang. Ever since yan, lalo na nung wala pang government na nangunguha. Nagkakaroon ng may mga binabayarang buwis. Similarly, the example of the Russian language dominating over the post-Soviet area for almost a century, and as a result, many Soviet Union member countries were on the edge of losing their national identity and languages as well. Both cases were conditioned by powerful nations which displayed their dominance by prioritizing their national culture and language over the ones. In the Soviet Union, for example, this was achieved by implementing Russification language policy, with the non-Russians were limited in personal language rights, whereas this wasn't applied to the Russian population. This means that if you were ethnically a non-Russian, you could speak the Russian language everywhere, whereas the use of native language was territorially limited. So as you can see, it's crucial in the people's mentality because it directly weakened the national identity feeling of many nations. Since the language considered the cultural national, so nangyari, nagkaroon ng Russification, buti na wala na siya. So, pero ang daming, so long, it's 90 years. So you can see, babalik tayo, skip na natin to. Ulit lang siya. Okay, so for this lesson, so those things na lang, as a recap, summary of that lesson. The global thing about language is that usually talaga kung sino yung nakakasakop, sila yung talaga nagiging one of the global languages, which is so sad, but that's the reality of life. So now, good thing kasi hindi na siya ganun. Hindi na siya ganun kagaya dati na talagang mahirap na may although there are some countries may ganun. Pero nowadays, the important is English is our lingua franca. We use it, my dear students. Ang pinaka-application natin nito sa ating buhay, especially sa English teacher, is we should use English. Lagi natin gagamitin ang English. Why? Kasi dapat tayo maging fluent. We should always be fluent in English. We should try to speak it more often, lalo kung wala kayong ginagawa, and converse it properly. Why? Because you will use it not just in your classroom, but also globally. My dear students, my suggestion is to read books. And also, if you don't want to read books, kahit manood kayo ng mga different American, bakit ma'am? Kasi kailangan po yung reading comprehension natin tumaas. And we can only have that kind of reading comprehension if we are familiar with the language. So yun lamang po. Do you have any questions? So, one of the questions is usapan natin kung ano lang yung matapos ko. So, since hanggang lesson 5, therefore, hanggang lesson 5 lang po ang ating exam. So, yung